T on the beat.
In the spine, I'm not kidding, fellas. Ray Mac got hit in the back, his melon. And if I throw a bullet, I bet he catch right back on. I go Roby, how about the send him a message? Like, if she got.
Hello, welcome to Game Changers, your top spot for this week's news in sports. Evan Gibb.
And I'm Ross Otto.
And these are top stories for today.
Lots of action in the NBA last night, as there were a total of 11 games played. The Mavericks and Nuggets battled out in a close contest, with the Nuggets scraping away win 122-120. Nikola Jokic had a triple-double, putting up an impressive stat line of 37, 15 assists, and 8 rebounds. The Sixers managed to win the game against the Hornets 107-105. The 76ers were led by rookie Jared McCain, who put 27 points in his debut. The 76ers will look to continue to get more performances from McCain, and the roster is injury depleted right now and are looking for role players to step up. Heat narrowly defeated the Timberwolves by a score. Tyler Hero led the Heat in points with 26, while players of the Heat supporting cast contributed to the win as well. Terry Rozier had 11 points, and Nikola Jokic had 15 points and 7 rebounds in 23 minutes. There will be 5 games played tonight, all starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. In the NHL, there are 3 games played, all of which ended in very close scores. The Blackhawks defeated the Wild by a score of 2-1. Jason Dickinson and Kershaw both managed in the back of the net and score a goal. The Sharks and Devils each played a tight defensive-minded. The Sharks coming away with the win 1-0. Nico Sturm was the lone scorer in the game, while Sharks goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood would get the shutout against his former team in what was a strong performance, stopping all 44 shots that he faced. 2 bottom standing teams faced off each other, with the beating the Blue Jackets by a score of 4-2. The Ducks got scoring from top to bottom of their lineup, having 4 different goal scorers come from Leo Carlson, Jackson Lacombe, Brett Leeson, and Isaac Lundstrom. Goalie John Gibson stopped 38-40 shots he faced, not letting the Blue Jackets get back into the game. 6 games will be played tonight, starting Canadians taking on the Stars, the Stars visiting Penguins, the Sharks playing a back-to-back against the Flyers, and 3 late-night games with the Kings facing the Flames, the Predators, and Avalanche, and the Hurricanes looking to stay hot against the Golden Knights.
In soccer, the Premier League had several very intense games to conclude game week 11. In London, Chelsea took Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. With it being a derby, it was heated from the beginning. After goals in the 60th and 70th minute, it ended all square with points being shared. This result moved Chelsea up to third in the table national break around the corner. Last year's champions, Manchester City versus Brighton and Hove Albion, and took a surprising loss. After taking the lead through their main man, Haaland, Brighton will turn the game on its head, during 2 goals in quick succession to close out the game. Manager Pep Guardiola could be finding a new club in the summer amid rumors of City being raided for the breaching of 115 financial fair play laws. The National Football League endured a crazy Sunday with scores all over the place throughout the day. The Indianapolis Colts on the Buffalo Bills at home, losing out by just 10 points. This brings Buffalo's record to 8-2, making it almost inevitable that they will win the AFC East. Quarterback Josh Allen had another great game with 280 passing yards and 60% pass completion. James Cook of Buffalo also played very well, rushing for 8 yards. He also achieved a touchdown to make his total 8 for the season so far. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Denver Broncos at home Sunday night. Patrick Mahomes played again, throwing for 266 yards, with him even throwing an important touchdown. The Chiefs were able to close their game to a 23-20 win to their unbeaten streak alive, going 9-9. Next week, Kansas City and Buffalo versus each other to help decide the best team in the league.
Japanese baseball fan Roki Sasaki making his way over to the NBA from Japan this offseason, with many teams wanting his valuable services. Throughout his time overseas, Sasaki has an impressive career ERA of 2.41 and over 400 pitched. He's managed to rack up 500 strikeouts while also keeping his walks total under 100. Sasaki is only 23 years old, which means he's 2 years away from the age cutoff for getting outside the international free agency rules for the MLB, making his move over to North America highly anticipated. He's only 23. This means that teams can only sign him for the traditional IFA signing bonus, which ranges anywhere between $1 to $10 million. Depending on a variety of different factors, Sasaki would just be like any other prospect in an organization system. The race to get Sasaki would be purely based on sales pitches, strength, and value of the organization, rather than a bidding war. Sasaki will most likely choose whichever team and city that he feels most comfortable with. As of right now, the Dodgers can be seen as front runners to land Sasaki due to their market size and team success, as well as having other Japanese superstars like Ohtani and Moto. Don't count out other clubs wanting his services, as the Cubs, Jays, and Yankees will all be looking to land the young star.
It'll be exciting to see Sasaki play in the MLB this upcoming season. We will now go to Nico, who has all the updates we need on the Leafs.
What's going on, Leafs Nation? I'm your host Nico, and I hope you had an amazing week. I know the Leafs have had one. They've won their last two games in overtime. The last one being on Saturday against the Edmonton Oilers. Mitch Marner with the game-winning over goal to give the Leafs their fin in their last 6 games. They're going to look to add on to that win column in their next game on Wednesday. We're going to host the Vegas Golden Knights. In other news, Ryan Reeves has been suspended for 5 games after he elbowed Darnell Nurse head on, really high in the head, and was issued a game misconduct. This is his fourth suspension career, the last being in 2021. And some more bad news for the Leafs. Forward Kelly Youngcrow has had a set in his recovery. He's now month to month as having a sports hernia surgery. That's your Leafs news for this week. Make sure to be back for next week for Leafs news. And go back to now we're going to go back to us and Evan at the news desk. Go Leafs, go!
Thanks, Nico. That's this week's episode of Game Changers. We'll be back next week. I'm Evan Gibb.
Oscar Renato.